before we start this video, I just want to say a huge thank you to Lamborghini of Charlotte, and also if you would just please go follow my Lamborghini Revuelto Instagram account. It is the #1 in the world, and I'm posting the best Revuelto content there is on the internet 3 times per day. I've already made one Revuelto video, and this is not going to be the last Revuelto video, but if you want even more Revuelto content, go follow both my normal Instagram account and the Revuelto page on Instagram. Both of them will be linked down in the description below. And again, huge thank you to Lamborghini of Charlotte for making this video possible. Boys, I cannot believe we're finally doing this, but here is our first look at the all-new Lamborghini Revuelto. It's something like that. I know I pronounced it wrong, but Revuelto. In today's video, we're going to be taking a first look at this thing because the Aventador successor is finally here after over 12 years of the Aventador being in production. So many variants, and now we have the successor to it that I did not expect this to be this good, but Lamborghini just knocked it out of the park. And we're going to take a full look at the exterior and the interior of this thing because Lamborghini just did such a good job. And also be sure to follow my Lamborghini Revuelto page on Instagram. It is the #1 in the world, so I think you'll enjoy that page. But anyway, let's get into this video. Can't believe we're doing this again. So first off, obviously with the Revuelto, it is an all-new design for Lamborghini. It's a new chassis, new front end, new rear end, new side view. Everything is new on this car, new interior, all the above. So first off, we're going to start off with the most distinct feature on this car, the Y-shaped design on the headlights right here. You can see the Y-shaped DRLs right here. It's actually split into 3 separate pieces. And they actually have these little Y-shaped patterns and hexagonal patterns on the inside. We have the split DRLs, so the DRLs are right here, the daytime running lights. And then we have the actual main headlights sitting right under here. And this hood actually does open and it reveals the charging port, so you don't have a charging port on the outside. If you want to charge the Revuelto, it'll only be through the hood. So just a little fun fact about that. And we can see these open radiators right here. I don't exactly think that's nice. I think they should have put some sort of mesh around here, but we do have carbon fiber surrounding it right here, along with sensors along on the other side right here. And now if you don't like this black part right here, because it is a pretty big surface, you can actually get this part right here in body color. So that is something that some people would like. And you can also get this little carbon fiber trim piece right here in gloss black or carbon fiber. And that's basically it for the front view. It is super aggressive. Looks like it's going to attack you. It looks like an angry shark. I call this the Bumblebee spec because of the yellow and the black accents on this thing. But anyway, moving around to the side view, we have these 21-inch diamond cut wheels on the front right here. As you can see, they are absolutely massive. We have the black calipers contrasting on this one. And then we come over to the rear on these wheels. They are actually 22 inches, so we have a staggered setup, bigger in the rear, smaller in the front. We have my friend Jonah coming out right now. But these mirrors right here, these are also in carbon fiber. You can get them in body color or gloss black too. You can actually get a lot of parts in this car with gloss black. So that is actually pretty cool about this thing, just saying. All right, now we have a side shot, a proper side shot of the Revuelto. As I was saying, on the other side, we have this little fin right here that is inspired by the Centinario. I actually did not notice this until I'm actually seeing it in person. We have these 2 little fins right here that actually just help the airflow with the rocks coming out right here. Then we have this little line right here. It's not the strongest line ever. I don't exactly understand why the designer actually made it such a soft line, but it does look pretty strong. In the pictures, it doesn't look that bad, but in the flesh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Then we have this little buttress right here. Actually, in the flesh, it's not a little buttress at all. If you come over to the back, we're going to take a look at the back first. I got to finish up the side view. It is actually a massive buttress, as you can see. You can see everything. Reminds us of the new 4 GT, obviously. But let's go back here to see a proper side shot of the new Revuelto, because we have this new diagonal zigzag sort of intake that we have right here. And the intake, it's a lot smaller than the Aventador, surprisingly, even though the Aventador needed a ton of cooling. But we have this line that goes right here, going down under here, and then it goes all the way into the side skirt of the car. Now, I don't think it's a beautiful way, but I think it is a very distinctive way of integrating the intake for the Revuelto. It gives a very distinct side profile and a very good silhouette of the car. Now, we do have this carbon fiber piece, this trim right here that actually does lead inside here. We have more fins leading into the actual radiator, and then we have this buttress. As you can see, you can't see much from right here, but if you come over to the back, which is what we are going to discuss right now, you can actually see a ton of stuff, including this mini intake right here that I'm pretty sure goes into right here for better airflow. And actually, if you look inside of the wing right here, you can actually see the radiator all the way in there. It's kind of hard to see, but whoa, it's probably the most controversial view of this entire car. Looking at the back, this diffuser is absolutely massive, probably one of the biggest diffusers I've seen on any car, even on any race car. And I'm being so serious about this because the diffuser on this thing, it extends over halfway up the entire car. It's so big that they even got to put the license plate and the Lamborghini badge on there. And it kind of makes it look lighter than it actually is. It gives this sort of lightweight feel to the rear, even though this thing is around 4,000-ish pounds. Now we do have these little intakes or outtakes right here. It's honestly a very organic shape. We have these little fins going right here leading into that body line, which leads into this body line right here on the side. I kind of wish it was more better integrated. Coming to the taillights, it is inspired by the Terzo Millennio concept hypercar. It is an electric car, but it's not actually real because it is, of course, a concept. But actually, if you look in here, I did not notice this until I actually saw this in the flesh. You actually have these little hexagonal shapes right here, which are actually built up of many Y-shaped patterns inside of the entire taillights. It has it on the front too, which is actually really cool. Love the attention to detail. Now the reverse lights, they are not actually anywhere up here. They are just integrated right here along with the sensor, and then you have the Revuelto plate on here along with a massive diffuser that sticks up all the way up here, which is just crazy to even look at. And then let's talk about these exhausts, because these exhausts are kind of controversial. The exhausts, they kind of look like a pig's nose. That's what a lot of people were saying, but actually they are not just two exhausts right here. Actually, if you look inside, they are 4 quad exhausts leading from that 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 producing over 800 horsepower. And now what's really cool about this wing is that it actually molds over these exhausts, so it goes like that, like a double hump. A lot of people don't like it, but if you come over this way, you can actually tell how big of this wing, or how big of a wing this actually is. It's not beautiful at all. It's integrated very well. They could have just made it go straight like that, but no, Lamborghini decided to go full out on this thing. But this rear, it just sits so good. It's so planted, it's so wide, it's so aggressive. The stance on this is absolutely amazing. My mom's taking pictures right now. Love my mom. And now let's take a look at this engine bay, because this engine bay actually has some hidden little pony trick. It's actually not even a pony trick. It's kind of like a little Easter egg, but if you actually take a look when the brake light is on, it's this really cool looking brake light. It goes from all right here. It's hard to explain until you actually look at it. If you actually look at this angle right here, you can see the sort of shape of a bull's head. This part in carbon fiber, you can see it being the snout, and then the engine bay, obviously the head of the bull, and then those two little parts right here where the brake lights light up. It light up the entire engine bay, and it makes it look like a bull's head. It's actually really cool. I love the way Lamborghini integrated that. Just a little Easter egg if you didn't know. Then we have these little outtakes right here. Actually, not even little. There's so many going everywhere along with the exposed V12. It's just so cool to see that thing. All right, now let's take a step inside of the Lamborghini Revuelto, the Aventador successor. We have this small dorso right here, forged carbon fiber chassis right here, the doors with the speakers right here, and the little door handle right here. We're just gonna step 1 foot at a time inside of the Revuelto. As you can see, we have an all new steering wheel. We have the e-drive selector right here and the Corsa Track Strada mode. We have the engine start stop button right here. Flip it up. It's just pretty simple. That fires up the naturally aspirated 6.5 liter V12 that you have right behind your head. It is absolutely insane. Then we have the new infotainment system. It's not big, it's not small, it's just perfect. And then we have the passenger display obviously right here. Glove box on the other side right here. Actually, you can't really fit anything back here, but let's see. We have the hazard light button right here. We have the selectors for the drive modes right here, just reverse, park, manual. These carbon fiber paddle shifters are absolutely massive. They feel very good. We have this carbon fiber trim around the little gauge cluster right there. We have a wireless charging pad and 2 USB-C ports right here. You can actually get optional cup holders inside of this thing, which is actually pretty cool. It's useful, and the Revuelto is actually even more useful than any other V12 Lamborghini, because you can actually put a golf club bag behind your seats, theoretically, if you are small enough that you can, you know, push up the seats. And actually, these are electronically powered seats, surprisingly. We have the gauge cluster turning on right now. As you can see, we have all 3 screens on, and then check that out, Revuelto, and then the little animation will turn on. Look at that. Oh, there you go. That is absolutely sick. We have the Y-shaped design right here with the carbon fiber trim right here, and these are the 2 air vents right here. I think you can adjust them from the screen. I'm not exactly sure about this, but we just have 2 pedals, obviously. We have the brand new 8-speed dual clutch gearbox right here, upshift and downshift. Pretty simple stuff, common sense. We have the EV driving selector mode right here, horn button right here. We have the carbon fiber trim on the bottom, and then we have all the controls. These are the turning indicators, the turn signals. And yeah, these seats are actually extremely comfortable. I love the design on this thing with the hexagonal sort of offset pattern that you have right here, along with the Y-shaped design right here. Then we have carbon fiber literally everywhere. Like, I'm not even joking. Then we have a 60th anniversario badge right there, 60th anniversary for Lamborghini, when it was founded by Ferruccio Lamborghini. Just take another side shot of this thing. Just look at this thing right here. It's so wide. The stance on it is so good. They just knocked it out of the park with this thing, and I absolutely love the spec that we have on this, the Bumblebee spec that I call it. That is basically an overview of the Revuelto. I don't know what else to say about this thing other than that Lamborghini just absolutely knocked this thing out of the park. I didn't think they would do this good of a job, but I can't even talk right. I'm just so stunned by this car. Just look at this thing. It's just aggressive in every single way. Every single view that you look at this car, it is aggressive. The driving experience, I cannot wait to ride in one of these and hopefully, you know, just start seeing these things out on the road because Lamborghini, they just did such a good job with this thing, replacing my favorite car in the entire world, the Aventador. Also, you can see the reflection right there. It's so cool. And seeing this thing in the nighttime, I think that would be just as cool as well. What do you think about the design? I think it is absolutely stunning. I don't think it's beautiful. I think it's different for Lamborghini. Some people say it looks like the Aventador, but I don't think it looks like the Aventador at all. It has such a new design DNA to it, but it also does have the exact same Lamborghini design DNA that they always have had in their entire lineup, even with the Urus SUV, and now coming in with the Lanzador. And this is the first production hybrid V12 in the world, so that's honestly really cool. First of all, hybrids used to be just like the stuff that you see in the Prius and the Nissan Leaf. I think it was the Nissan Leaf, but now seeing it with a hybrid V12 Lamborghini, a hybrid V12, just think of saying that. Lamborghini did that, and it's not easy, but they somehow did, and it took them 12 years, and guess what? Those 12 years, I think, were worth waiting.
Please subscribe, lol, I have big dreams on YouTube.